So you want to sound like Gilmour's Comfortably Numb on the Fender Champion 20. Hey, I'm Derek at 5 Minute Music, and I'm going to give you 5 quick steps to do it. But first, I want to talk about your expectations. Now, we're trying to recreate one of the most iconic guitar sounds ever. He used like a Fender Strat, a high watt amp, some pedals, and we're going to try to recreate all of that on this little amp. So just know, are we going to sound exactly like that? No. Can I play as well as he does? No. But I want to show you that we can get close and we can have fun doing it all on a cheap little amp like this. It's a pretty good practice amp. So here we go. Now remember, the sounds that you get are going to be highly influenced by your guitar, of course. This is the Squier 60s custom telly, and it's been modded. It doesn't have the stock pickups in it or the electronics. So the guitar you're using might be different as well. Gilmour was using a Fender Strat, so this is obviously not a Strat, but he had this really cool function from what I've read. By the way, I got to give a shout out to Chris Gill's article on Guitar World where he discusses all of this stuff. I'm going to put a link down in the description section. But according to Chris Gill, Gilmour had this switch where he could use both the neck pickup and the bridge pickup at the same time, which is not usually what happens on a Strat. Well, on my telly, I can actually do that. So I'm going to put mine on the center selector so you can use this for the first guitar solo that you get right after the 2-minute mark on Comfortably Numb. By the way, I don't own any rights to the song, obviously, so I'm not going to play the solo for you. I might play the first couple of notes just so you can hear the high tone and play some in the lower register so that you can get a good grasp of the tone, but I'm not going to play the solo. So, step number 1, set your voice knob. I chose to go with the British Yellow. That's an 80s British amp. My second choice was on the black plate, or it might say Blackface on your amp, the yellow, which is the 65 Princeton, but I went with the 80s British amp because I felt like I had more sustain and a little more focus. So that brings us to step 2. On step 2, I want you to put your gain on 10. You gotta soak this tone and have a ton of sustain. Now remember, Gilmour was using a high watt amp according to Chris Gill, and he had a muff pedal that he could put on top of it so he could stack the gains. Well, we don't have that. By the way, I'm not using any pedals. So I'm just getting this tone from this amp. So put your gain on 10, and remember, using that British 80s sound will give us more sustain. So I think we're gonna be getting close to it, which brings us to step 3. Now step 3, put your volume on at least 5. Now, volume might depend on where you are. If you have people sleeping in the next room, you might have to put in your headphones, but if not, crank it more. I like to do it around 7, but for the purpose of this video, I've put my volume on 5. By the way, if you enjoy this step-by-step approach, please like this video, share it with any friends that you think might enjoy getting this tone, and subscribe because these are the kind of videos I do. Reviews of amps like this and step-by-step tutorials. All right, let's keep going. Now we're gonna set our EQ. So, on the EQ, I went with the treble on 4 and the bass on 5. Almost a flat EQ. I rolled off the treble a little bit because this tone's a little bit more brittle than what I hear when I listen to Gilmour's Comfortably Numb solos. Of course, he's using all these great amps and everything and this great fat tone. Well, we can get close, but the highs for me are way more brittle on this. So I rolled off the highs a little bit, but I didn't want to lose the lows. So I left the bass on 5 and the treble on 4. All right, let's push ahead. So now we come to the effects section. Now, it has to have reverb. Here's the one limitation for the Fender Champion 20. If you want to get reverb and other effects, you have 2 choices. You can do reverb plus chorus and reverb plus delay. Now, I went with the reverb plus delay. I like the tonal quality better than the reverb plus chorus. And if you do the slow tap, 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 that keeps the reverb from banging around too much. And set the level on 3. There it is, 1, 2, 3. So I think this is a good soaking reverb without drowning out the guitar tone. So it lets the guitar tone sit forward, but be drenched in this gorgeous reverb. And the delay helps to keep that sustain and keep the tone there without ping-ponging it everywhere because it's only on 3. So here's the moment of truth. Let's see what you think. So there you go. For a $150 amp, I've enjoyed getting that tone and jamming along listening to David Gilmour play. Now, we don't have several $1,000s worth of amps, guitars, and pedals, just this $150 amp. And for me, I think it does a great job. But let me know, what do you think? Just give me a comment down below. And again, thank you for your time. God bless. Have a great day. Bye.